Our next amazing speaker is a technology veteran who has been driving innovation, profitability, and international expansion in technology companies for close to 15 years. Please welcome General Manager of EMEA at SoftLayer, Jonathan WISLER.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Before I get started, I have a couple of questions. I'd like to get to know you just a little bit better. Anyone here use a Nokia phone? Okay, a few of you. Anyone, how many of you have ever had a Nokia phone? Almost everybody. Anyone here use a Kodak product? I see one person. So, what I want to say is that brand marketing is dead. Brand marketing, dead. If that's what you're doing, if you're not building systems of engagement, high performance, high speed system of engagement, your brand is dead. So I work personally on Kodak. So James Sandoval, who's actually going to speak after me, he and I brought this crazy technology into Kodak called retargeting in our marketing programs. So we are driving revenue, we are driving dialogue, we are driving engagements with our customers. The feedback we got from Kodak was, that's great, but what about our brand? Well, what about your brand now, Kodak? It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant because you failed to engage with your customers. So there's huge opportunities there to engage with your customers, have a dialogue, have them help drive your products, have a conversation, and grow your business. And one of the fundamentals of that is you need a cloud platform underneath to support that, because it's almost like high-frequency trading where milliseconds matter. You have to go research against a database, get a profile, get a targeting, serve up several different types of ad to the customer, and then engage them. So anyone have a local market they go to? So you go there, the baker knows you, they know on Sunday that you buy sweets to take to your mother-in-law because she's making a big family dinner. That's what technology can do as well. So you see here is a Tesco market where they come in, they know who you are, they know what you buy. I mean, wouldn't it be fantastic if you walk into a market and they know that, okay, it's Sunday, you buy the sweets for your mother-in-law, they're ready, or you go into your coffee shop and they've made your espresso just right, just how you like it. They knew you were coming. It can't be creepy where they're looking in your windows at night. So we have to draw a line there where you have to make sure it's the right level of engagement. But wouldn't it be nice if, much like a local market you go to, they know your name, they know what you like, and they have that ready for you? That's how you want to engage with your customers. So what does it mean? Because now we're in this chaos, right? So there's this explosion of mobile applications. Now you're carrying around a little computer in your pocket. You're online, you're offline, you're in retail. So it's going to be a function of consolidating all those things together, building a data layer on top of that so you know how to engage and where to engage. And then this is a picture of a cookie cutter. It can't be all the same, right? Because everyone's tastes are different. Everyone likes different things. They have different rhythms, different times of the day. So you can't just say, here's a one-to-many approach. You really have to develop, okay, here's a dialogue so I can get an understanding of that customer, get an understanding of what they like, and then serve that up to them at the right time. And, by the way, the market is very competitive, so you have to do that in milliseconds because there's going to be bidding engines and there's going to be loading times, so you have to do that very, very, very quickly. And it's got to be customized, and you can change the dial, right? Because, for example, my purchasing patterns, right now I use Zalando. Anyone use Zalando? It's an online shopping site. And I'll call them out now as they retarget me. But what I see when I go online with Zalando, and it's a great shop, I don't want to discount them, but I'll see an ad for a shirt I just bought. They're not customizing, they're not knowing my patterns and saying, okay, I know he bought a white shirt, or every spring I buy the short sleeve shirts. So they need to customize and adjust the dials to hit it what I want, when I want, to get a better experience. And then the other one is mobile, right? I think we're underestimating that. We're still in the early days. So there's been this explosion of the universe of mobile applications, and at some point those will start to consolidate on ad platforms and technology platforms. But it's a very powerful medium. You know, they know who your friends are, so your social network. They know who you talk to. They know where you go. And again, you know, I'm not paranoid with the technology. I think as long as you're not creepy and looking in my window at night, help me out, right? Give me the things I know. So if I'm in Istanbul and I like Italian food, make a recommendation, or even better yet, send a coupon. You probably know that I eat dinner about 8 o'clock every night. So you could even say, oh, would you like to make a reservation at this Italian restaurant in Istanbul? Yes, please. You know, we have the technology, but we're not using it, right? We can do those things, but we haven't taken it to that level. So that's what I'm asking you as technologists and marketers. Give me something that I want and give me something that's relevant and engage with me. And it's got to be fast. I mean, I also think mobile is a little bit like the internet in 1999, where you're waiting for the pages to load. So, and I'm a bit of an architecture geek, so make sure that you're running these applications so your server side and your network and your applications are all working together, because I'm impatient. I don't want to wait. You know, we did some studies, and if someone waits more than 10 seconds, they're gone, right? And a fluid experience is, it's in under 30 seconds. So if you start to bring someone down a path and then you lose them because it's slow, they're gone forever, right? They'll go on to the next click or the next tweet or something else is going on. So they're gone. So make sure it's fast. Then the other thing is bring them to closure, right? So it's not enough just to get your brand in front of that customer. And when I say closure, it might not be a transaction, it might be some feedback on your product, but it's really have the end goal in mind, right? Have a dialogue with this customer, and in the end, drive transaction, because revenue is what will drive your business. But it's not just about saying, okay, I have eyeballs looking at my brand. It's really about taking them on a journey, and the journey where you want them to go. And it's reach, right? I have a story. I was in San Francisco at a conference, and this kid came up to me. He was about 15 years old, and he had printed flyers. So he's handing me the flyers, and I said, oh, no, I'm not interested. I'm not from here. And he's like, we're on the World Wide Web. So if he was old enough, I would have offered him a job, but it's true, right? You need a global platform, and now we're on the World Wide Web. So if you're micro-focused on one market, I think you're underselling yourself. So now with cloud platforms, with technology, there's no reason you can't take your company and scale it up globally. So I encourage you to look at things like cloud platforms and say, okay, how can I extend my reach and not limit yourself to local markets? Because the other side to that is, with relevant marketing technology, you can address different markets very easily. So it's no longer that, oh, I need local market knowledge. I mean, you need that for hypothesis, and you need to get the feedback there, but you have technology that can start to understand better than a human what the demands are and what the desires are in different markets. So there's no reason you can't take your technology and scale it globally. And the platforms are there too, the infrastructure platforms. Just really quickly on the cloud. So we're SoftLayer, an infrastructure as a service company that was acquired by IBM about a year ago. Clouds are all a little bit different. So if you do want to go down this cloud platform and you're looking to expand and looking to grow your business and you pay for what you use, keep in mind that there's been some main vendors who have educated you on what's a multi-tenant virtual servers. And I won't go into the details, but imagine if all of us in this room were sharing one computer. You can imagine at peak times it gets very slow, and then you lose all the things I was talking about before, which is speed, agility, and relevance. So when you're looking at cloud, I recommend a bare metal server. It's the difference between driving a Prius and driving a Ferrari, and actually at a similar price point. And again, you know, I keep emphasizing this, but it's really about the speed, and it's the speed about the network. So it's great to have compute, but if you don't have the network connection in between, and again, I can look around the room, and some of you probably had dial-up connections on your computer, early days of the internet, and where we are with mobile, you're just waiting for loading times. So look at the network, make sure your network is connected, and connected into mobile if you're in that platform as well. And the other thing is, this is one of my favorites, is I invite you to disrupt. So anyone here use WhatsApp? So probably the majority of the room. So that company didn't exist, 5, 6 years ago, right? It was small. Now they do more MMSs and more texts than all the telcos combined, right? So disrupt, don't think small, think huge. Because this company started, now they're bigger than all the telcos, and they ate away at Nokia. The telco companies are now struggling. What do we do? There's this small startup company that now has 600 million customers. That's larger than most nations, and they came out of nowhere. So when you're thinking about things, we have a phrase. I went to the Think School of Amsterdam Creative Leadership, and we had an expression where you say you think huge, and then think about what am I going to do on Monday morning. But when you wake up, make sure you're thinking about how can I be massive? How can I be like the next WhatsApp and have 600 million and make the large telcos sweat? And I'll just go through a few examples. I see I'm running out of time, but use the analytics. So this is ClickTail, a customer of ours, and they're really tracking to say, okay, what are people looking at online? And they're doing that, getting a really fast feedback loop so they can see what's going on and track that and share that, and they can actually help move things around dynamically to drive conversion. The other one is Struck. This is a customer of ours, and what impressed me is they do about 2 billion transactions per day. 2 billion transactions per day. So they're doing this analysis to say, okay, these are my customers, this is what they like, and they can serve up messages and test different messages in near real time. So in under 30 milliseconds, they're analyzing a customer, taking it to bid, profiling that customer, checking the brand against the website, and serving up an ad. 30 milliseconds. Incredible. And then the last one is MobFox. So again, connecting all those things together. So mobile, I think, is the most underutilized platform. I know we're in the early days where the universe exploded and there's literally hundreds of thousands of applications and the platforms are still being developed. But it's probably one of the most powerful tools, of this generation, because now I carry around this little computer. You know so much about me and who I talk to in my social network. And again, don't be creepy. I don't want you looking in my windows at night, but help me out. And this platform, it's the next wave, right? When we get this figured out and this nailed, that's how you'll become the next WhatsApp. And with that, our logo at SoftLayer is Build the Future. Thanks, everyone.